Today is September 26th, 2023. Today, I lost another FTMO challenge. Why did I lose the FTMO challenge? I lost the FTMO challenge because I exceeded the daily max loss limit by 40 cents. What I did was I made approximately about 40 trades. And even though I had a stop loss, because of the stop loss, I was able to trade like 40 times. And I was unable to control the, the size of my losses. A couple of them were beyond what I originally thought it should be, and I need to make that adjustment in my next trading. The second part is the issue is because I was unable to evaluate what the situation is to correct the thesis that I had. And one of the trades that I made was okay, I went long, I lost. I went long, I lost. And then I went long, I lost. And then finally, I shorted, and then it went up in a drastic manner. And so essentially, I was trading my emotion instead of trading the setup. And I got into that mental breakdown because of this frustrating day today. And and I should have been more careful with that account. And the fact that I'm both trading the demo account and the challenge account right now, I know to a certain degree that what I need to do is essentially perform back testing. I have to do back testing. And doing the back testing will save a lot of money, which will allow me to save enough money to buy some tires from Costco and be able to pay the supervised probation, uh, and also be able to maintain other payments that I need to make. So what I need to do is many things. And I thought to myself today while I was like washing dishes today, I thought to myself, I have no idea how long I'm going to be washing dishes. I have no idea how long. I have no idea, absolutely no idea how long it's going to take. And while I was in the restroom washing my hands, I'm thinking to myself, God gave me everything that I need. A computer, it flickers now because it's like it's been folded so many times. There seems to be a loose connection. That's one of them. But the power, the CPU power is still good. And I'm here with Office Evolution, where normally people who work at the shared desk, the shared office, they don't usually stick around too long. They're just gone. But I have been here for approximately about a year and a half now. And I'm still working on it. I don't know how long it's going to take. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea how long it's going to take for me to become consistently profitable. I asked one of the rooms, and it's like 10x what I pay as using a. So I mean, there's like, so it would be very difficult. And working as a dishwasher at a restaurant, um, I am set in my ways, and I know that. And the things that people I've lived I've lived long enough so that I know, and I know what situation I am in. And when people around me just just make life coasting through life without being serious about the future. Um, I cannot communicate at that level. I am at a level where faith and day trading are the most important part. And so what I am attempting to do is just work as hard as I can from beginning to the end of the shift and then go home without being molested. So, and I pray, I don't know how long it's going to be. I have no idea how long I'm going to be with Office Evolution. I have no idea. I have no idea. And I keep telling the owner of Westside Drive-In, I have no idea how long I'm going to be working as a dishwasher, but I could probably leave at any time. Um, and I pray that the place that I'm living in, sleeping in, is okay. I pray that I'm still welcome, despite the fact that it right now there's a guy who lives there, and he brought in a dining room table, and on top of that dining room table he rolls his own cigarettes, and he just it that stuff is all over the table. And when I look at that, I'm thinking, boy, that looks like a drug house. And I told the owner about that, but what can you do? So I passed through it, and it's like it's like that was staged like a commercial, right? Here, take one, smoke it, right? So that's what I felt. So there's that owner, and I hope that I'm still welcome to use that room. And I pray that the law knows what I'm doing completely, completely, and everything is okay. I pray that's the case, and I pray that West Side Drive-In, the owners, are okay with me. I pray that I'm not straining anything. I pray that I'm like fully in line with the. I pray that I'm fully in line with uh, with the mission of Westside Drive-In, and I pray that I'm also fit very well. I mean, perfectly with Office Evolution, so that I can persist. And I pray that my car endures until I become consistently profitable. I pray that this computer hangs in there until I'm uh, consistently profitable. And I pray that, and it's time now. It's time. I'm thinking to myself, the only thing that's stopping me right now is this time. Okay. The effort that I put into, it just won't go in, even if I'm exposed to it, because I remember looking at a YouTube video concerning continuation and reversal chart patterns that were like, there was a YouTube video about that, and I looked at it and it didn't make any sense back then. Now I realize that I've formulated at the top of the pyramid is the word trend, and then right below it is called continuation and reversal. Those are that's the top level understanding of how stocks behave. And so all I have to do is create a concrete understanding of the categories within the continuation and the reversions that occur. And then after I concretely prove it out to myself that it fits in there, then I can look at it and say, that's what's happening. That's what I need to do. So I was like washing dishes, and I'm saying to myself, back test, and I'm thinking to myself, I worked as a test engineer for, I mean, combining everything together, probably about 10 years or more. Throughout the span of 20 some odd years. Okay, 20 odd years. Half of it was more than half of it was actually testing things. And so I thought to myself, now, so I'm thinking, I have been a test engineer, and I have been very good at it too. Okay, so what made me a very good test engineer? Essentially, testing is based on compiling a comprehensive set that completely covers this particular product, and that is run through this product with a comprehensive test suites. And if it passes, then that product is a pass and can be sent on to consumers. Okay? So essentially, it is analyzing the intricate detail of that product and then segregating the individual components of that product and then allowing it to be tested in a suite. Now it can be streamlined to make it into a single test, but it is components. It is the component level merged together to create a suite that creates a test. It's like testing a software, right? Testing a software performs a certain test, and it performs one of the other tests, one of the other tests, one of the other tests. One test could be the functionality of the test. The second part could be the timing of the test. The third testing would be erroneous injection of stimulation into the product. So now that means that in order for me to, and then I categorize the probability, the statistical probability of these products. So if I have 100 products, how many of them pass and how many of them fail to this suite of tests? Okay, so if I have 100 components and 99 of them passes and one of them fails, okay, one of them fails. 99 pass, one of them fail, right? So that means that there's a particular. So how does that fit in? How does that fit into backtesting? How does that fit into backtesting? So if one component fails, so how do I relate that? How do I relate that particular part of it to backtesting? Okay, so backtesting in day trading is essentially creating a solution and then putting it into the market and then running it. Okay, and the market essentially is the suite of tests, and my backtest is actually the product. So the product has to behave in a manner where it's tested in the market to see if the market. So that means that I have to create a product. That means I have to create a product that I can inject into the market, and it has to pass a certain criteria, certain percentage. Okay? If it passes a certain percentage, then I can use that to run it in the market. So if I have a solution, if I have a setup that I have in mind, okay, if I have one setup number one, okay, so I'll call it setup number one. Now, if I take this setup number one and I test it on this day, that means that on that particular sequence of events, then it's going to tell me whether it's functioning 50% of the time, or 60% of the time, or 70% of the time, or 80% of the time, or 90% of the time, or maybe it just works all the time, which is impossible, right? It's impossible to have it working 100% of the time. Now, so that's essentially what back testing is. And so what I have been doing is forward testing. So I have this foggy idea of what the setup is, and I'm trading it. 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 That's the problem. Okay. So I when I first sit here, I look at the charts and I say, okay, I'm going to enter here because it just looks good. I'm thinking to myself, it just looks good. That's why I lost my account today, my challenge today. Okay, so what I have to do is look at it. Is it the setup? Then I know that when I take it, it could change. So one of the professional day traders, and she says that your setup could be perfectly good. It just that won't work in that particular situation, right? And so that means that it falls into the probability of the trade. And so it is within the umbrella. It is within the umbrella between here and here and here and here. And so what I'm attempting to do is minimize the point where the losses and maximize the point where the wins are. And when the wins are, then I can evenly distribute the risk levels across the board. But because the loss is smaller and the probability of winning is bigger, I will end up making money. Okay? So I need to create a situation where I enter based on what I see. And when I see it, then I enter. I have to concretely So here's what I've been doing so far. I'm looking. So I'm just looking at it. So meta would be painting some candles, and I'm looking at it. But I don't have a concrete understanding of. I didn't concretely define what things that I need to be looking at. Okay, because if I were to write a software to describe what happens, then I have to key in the specific information that's required in order to say that's the reason why I'm entering. But right now, what I'm doing is, well, that just looks good. I'm just looking at a single point without any confluences, and that's why I'm losing. Okay, that's why I'm losing. So what I need to do is every trade has to meet a certain checklist of criterias. So that's the reason why I'm losing. That is the reason why. Okay? That is the reason why I'm losing. And when I have a specific list of criteria that I can use, then that list of confluences will allow me to be consistent. That's consistency. That's developing consistency. So when I look at it, I have to say, okay, that is doing this. That is doing this. That is doing this. And the chart is doing this. Okay? When the chart is doing this, it is showing this particular situation, and that's why it's called this setup. And when I see it, then I need to go in this direction and risk this much. That's the way that I need to trade. But right now, I'm looking at the chart. I'm not even looking. I'm just looking at the other parameters, confluences, but really not concretely tying things together to say to myself, okay, this is this, and usually what that means is when it does this, and when it hits that level, when it hits the VIX, when it does this, when the VWAP is at this point, when the previous day's low is below low of it, and when it reaches that point, there is a probability that it's going to drop. These are the things that I need to concretely define and specify so that I could trade in and out of the stock and make higher percentage win rates, higher win rates in my trading. So I have to, so that means that what I have to do is I have to, okay, so, and another professional day trader, I mean, so the professional day trader said this is practice, practice, practice. But in order to practice, I have to have that concrete set of information that I can use to create that umbrella of confluences. When I create that umbrella of confluences, then that'll work. That's what I need to do.